How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another FPLijah video. With the Gameweeks coming thick and fast, with the next deadline being under 24 hours away, I thought we could whack this out in one video, where we'll go through my team selection as well as the best wildcard team for Gameweek 17. And I just want to stress, do not make early transfers. COVID is hitting the Premier League again and affecting so many around the world. My fiance has just tested positive for COVID as well. She's doing well, sick but well. There was a small outbreak at the hospital she works in with colleagues testing positive. It's seemingly likely that I've got it as well, almost no symptoms yet. So stay safe out there, everyone, and I hope you're doing all that you can to protect yourself and your loved ones. So with all that in mind, let's jump straight onto the official FPL website. Let's start with a quick game week review of game week 16, and it wasn't too bad. I was part of the no hits gang, which was very rare this past game week. I finished on 70 points, with the savior being Aaron Ramsdale, and bringing him into my team has been one of the best decisions I've made this season. Other than Ramsdale, there wasn't too much to talk about other than the king yet again delivering for us. It's insane that he has only blanked in one game week the entire season, which was all the way back in game week 2. And even in that game week, he scored an offside goal. So he could have made it a complete rack of goals and assists every single game week. But just being one game week off isn't bad at all, if we're being honest. Foden, Jota, and Smith Rowe all returned from injury and didn't do much really. Other than Jota, who had an expected goals ratio of 0.82, so he should have scored, he didn't, and I expect him to start the next game and score as well against Newcastle. I mean, if Newcastle could hold 4 goals against Leicester, I don't actually know what's going to happen against this Liverpool team. I think Mo will be triple captained by quite a few people this game week. So yeah, I definitely won't be using it yet. I like to use my triple captain in a double game week. It hasn't worked all the time, but I still back that decision. So yeah, the team didn't do too bad, but it could have done better. I finished on a very tiny green arrow from about 16k, yeah, 16.1k to 15k. And like I always say, any green is a win. And while we're talking about Game Week 16, I've actually gone through in the cup. Seeing this W is quite nice. I think the furthest I've ever made it in the cup was until 3 rounds, I think it is. So yeah, making it to the second round is quite a nice achievement. It's not something I aim to do. I look at my team. I don't really look at the FPL Cup all that much. I focus on my team and trying to finish at as high a rank as possible. So if I make it through to the next round, that's a bonus. So yeah, I beat a team that was ranked 90k at the start of the game week. I see he's dropped to 132k. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And this will be my opponent in game week 17. Ranked at 1.4 mil. Let's have a look at his team quickly. Ooh, Sanchez. He played with no keeper and went through. Antonio, Dennis. He's got Gray, Benrahma. He's got Bernardo. I've got Foden. He's got Jesus, which is quite a nice differential to have with such a nice fixture run. James, I've got Alonso. Both got Trent, both got Cancelo. So this game week with Cancelo out injured, the guy will likely play Livramento. So I do think I have a slight advantage. Hopefully I can go through to the third round and possibly better my best ever FPL Cup run. So yeah, that's the FPL Cup. Moving on to Game Week 17 and my team selection. With all things considered, there are already talks about COVID cases in Norwich, Aston Villa, as well as Man United. So if you're planning to make any transfers, do not make them until all the presses are done, until we know every single thing that's going on in the league. Information is more valuable than points. No, I lie. Information is more valuable than team value. What was I saying? Anyway, yeah. Just don't worry about team value too much. You don't want to bring in a player and then find out that they're blanking or they have COVID or an unexpected injury. Just try and save it until as late as you can. So yeah, for me for this game week, I think my team is in quite good shape. In having Kyle Walker as well as Cancelo, it's an easy bench for me this game week. Walker is straight into the team. He will definitely play. I can bet my car on that Kyle Walker will be playing this game week unless he gets COVID or injured. So Pep rotation with Kyle Walker this game week, I don't expect too much. The rest of the team looks quite nice, if I'm being honest. Smith Rowe comes back into the team, as well as no headaches with Jota and Foden, as I expect both of them to be starting this game week. And yeah, I'm not looking at making any transfer. It's always a wise decision to have 2 free transfers whenever you can, especially during this Christmas run. With so many fixtures, with COVID being here now, players are likely to get injured. There's likely to be loads of rotation. So I'm quite I'm quite fortunate to have a decent bench this game week. Douglas Luiz is on set pieces for Aston Villa, and his fixture against Norwich is quite a decent one. Livramento against Palace. So yeah, I think I'm all set. Captaincy is a no-brainer. I think Salah will have an effective ownership of more than 200% this game week. So it's kind of like damage limitation. I don't see a better option currently. You could go Jota if you want to go differential. Would I go differential now? I don't think so. At my rank, 15k, I don't think I need to take that big of a chance. If you're ranked around 500k, 300k, 1 mil, if you want to go differential, I mean, you could go Jota or Foden this game week. There's nothing wrong with that, and it brings a bit more excitement into playing FPL. So yeah, that's my team selection for the game week. Now let's move on to what I believe is the best wildcard team for Gameweek 17. And I don't think my team is too far off from having the best wildcard team. I would definitely stick with my goalkeeper pairing. Ben Foster will be back sooner or later, and he may just slot straight back into that Watford team as the first choice goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale, right now the lad is performing as Arsenal's best player. Yet another double-digit haul for us FPL managers. So yeah, he's going nowhere from my team. And if you didn't have him in, I'd be tempted to bring him in. If you have Sanchez though, don't sell him. He's very likely to get a double game week soon with the previous blank game week. So yeah, that's my keeper pairing done. I would actually stick with Cancelo in my team. He's just suspended for 1 game week and he should be back against Newcastle, which is an amazing fixture. So if you have him, keep him in your team. If I was in a wildcard right now, I would have him into my team. So yeah, I've got Kyle Walker into my team, and with Man City's fixture run coming up, you have to go with one of 2 strategies. I do think a triple up is on. Now, do you go double defense or double midfield? Bernardo has been overperforming, let's be honest, but all we care about is the points, right? If he continues to do this, like Gundogan did last season, like Lingard did when he went on a crazy run last season as well, you want to have those points. And I've been unfortunate that I didn't own Bernardo yet in my team, and I decided to back Foden a game week or 2 ago, and I still continue to back Foden. I think he is the better pick than Bernardo, slightly more expensive, but they're almost at the same price now. If you can't find that difference, I think their difference in price is 0.3. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, it's 0.3. If you can go for Foden, I would get Foden in. He's definitely starting this game week against Leeds. And I say definite with an asterisk there, because you know Pep. Anything can happen with that guy. So yeah, would you go Alonso? I'm not too sure. let's just go with the midfield that we want, the midfield and attack, and we'll go back to the defense. So let's start with up top. Okay, Ronaldo's in for me. With these fixtures, it's too difficult to look past Ronaldo. He is at a nice price bracket. If somehow Kane goes on a run, I don't know how likely that is, but if he does, you can go from Ronaldo to Kane or Kane to Ronaldo in one move. Dennis over King. Would you go Dennis over King? Dennis is likely to be going for AFCON in January, so if you have the money right now, I would likely get King into my team. I know that Dennis has been outperforming him for quite a while now, but Josh King is on penalties, he plays forward, he's not going to AFCON, so I would go with Josh King. I know a few of you are living in regret by going King last game week. Don't. I still think it was the right decision. Just you need a bit of luck in FPL. So yeah, I'd go Josh King to avoid, you know, AFCON and booking in a transfer. In midfield, now I regret this in my own team. I sold Gallagher because the lad was playing CDM, and then suddenly this past game week, he's gone back to being prime Mohamed Salah, scoring 2 goals. So yeah, I regret selling Gallagher instead of Smith Rowe a few game weeks ago, but what can you do? Yeah, Gallagher would be into my team. I would go Douglas Luiz as my 4.5 mil bench fodder. Decent fixtures, his on-set pieces, I don't see a better option. Some might go for Gilmore from Norwich. I'm sticking with Douglas Luiz. Now the big thing is, should you stick with Antonio? He is showing very little form in terms of FPL. For West Ham, he's doing well, is always involved, is always there for the pre-assist. But with this fixture and after Arsenal, he has Norwich, Southampton, Watford, Palace. I would have him in my team, but if you want to go for Bowen, if you want to get rid of Antonio, I totally understand. But in my perfect team, Antonio is in. And what I'd be left with is defense. At 4.9 mil, you have quite a few options, but the player I quite like at the moment is another Diogo, and that Diogo Dalot from Man United. Seems to have nailed his position into the Man United team ahead of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, with that fixture run, I'd go for him. Now you've got 0.4 remaining. Should you use that 0.4 or save it? So much can happen. What do you actually do? Now, if you want to get rid of Kyle Walker, okay, if you want to go for a safer option, you can get the likes of DS in. My issue is that I am 0.1 short, and I could definitely downgrade Foster to a 3.9 million goalkeeper, or I could sell Livramento for another bench fodder. But I do like that Livramento plays every single game week, and you want to have a strong bench during this time, this festive period, where you are going to rely on your bench. I want to have a full playing team, and that's why I would likely not sell Livramento or Foster. I do think Foster will be coming back sometime. You could go Josh King to Dennis, and you could have Diaz and Cancelo. Or if you don't have the exact money for that, I would go for Kyle Walker. The reason I went for Kyle Walker in my personal team over Diaz is for the attacking output. I do know that Diaz is likely to play most of the games for Man City, with the very odd benching like Gameweek 12. But Kyle Walker offers goal threat, assist potential. So I would be likely to have Kyle Walker in my team personally. But if I were to wildcard now, with Cancelo missing out this game week, I'm likely to look at a team like this. Triple City, double City defense. You've got triple Liverpool, double Man United, Dennis, Antonio, Gallagher, Ramsdale, Foster. Yeah, I think this is the perfect team. If you disagree with this, let me know. If you want an option with Jared Bowen, let's see what we could do. Okay. let's bring in Bowen because he has been a very informed player at the moment. And I'd need to get rid of 1.9 mil. Would you want to sell Antonio to fund that? You could get both Josh King and Dennis, bench one of them or start the both of them. They have quite decent fixtures coming up. That's definitely a viable option. Would I do it? Not really. But what can happen here if you do go for the likes of King and Dennis? Oh wow, it's exact money. I thought I'd have a bit, a bit of cash to spare. But yeah, you could go for these two options. So King, Dennis, Ronaldo up top with Bowen in the midfield. This team is stronger on paper, I believe, your overall team, your overall 15. But I would go, if it was me personally, I'm keeping Antonio in my team, or I'd bring him in if I didn't have him on the wildcard. No Bowen, Douglas Luiz. I may even go Diaz to Walker if I'm being honest with you. But this is the stronger team. Yeah, this is my ultimate wildcard team for Gaming17. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. And if you haven't already joined the Try Smash FPLijah League yet, what are you waiting for? There are 11 people at the moment that are indeed smashing me, but I'll be back. Don't worry about that. I'll be posting my final team about an hour before the deadline on Tuesday evening. Hopefully there isn't any major news where I'd have to make a transfer or even take a hit, but you'll find my final team on Twitter and Instagram, as well as here on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and have your notifications on to see my team the moment I post it. Good luck for the game week, everyone, and remember to FPL responsibly.